Hello, everybody. This is Brian Begley with nCloud9. We are going to bring up the first actions you need to do when you first start using Dynamics 365. Most of these items that we need to review are in an area called Personal Settings. It's up here in the upper right corner of your Dynamics 365 instance. Click on that icon, the gear. Open up personalization settings and you're going to see this really old school personal options box. From here you can make a lot of changes to how you interact with Dynamics 365. So I'm going to go through the ones I always recommend my clients change to fit their users and get the best usage out of Dynamics. So first thing on the general tab, there's a number of settings that I usually recommend. First thing I want to do is make sure we set our default pane and our default tab. So what this means is when I start Dynamics for the first time and every other time going forward in the future, I want to get right to the most important thing that I work on. So if my focus is always going to be on leads, let's set the default tab to leads. Maybe I want to focus on opportunities. Let's set the default tab to opportunities. So what that means is next time I start Dynamics 365 sales, I'm going to open up in the opportunities tab. And I don't have to go to the Sales Accelerator. I don't have to see dashboards. I'm just going straight to work on opportunities. We'll see how that affects things when we save all our changes. Next setting is I like to change the records per page. What this means is every view by default only has 50 records. And I just personally prefer changing it to 250. That way I see more records every time I'm looking at a view of data. I'm doing a lot less scrolling and clicking to see the information I want. You should always have your default search experience set to Dataverse search. If it isn't, make sure it is Dataverse search. Set your time zone. This is the number one offensive thing that we see as CRM consultants. Generally, your default time zone is Coordinated Universal Time. And so what happens with that? Well, we're here in central United States, in the central time zone. So we are 6 hours off of Coordinated Universal Time. What that means is if I'm not set to the central time and all my other consultants that I work with are also in central time, all of my records are going to show as being off by the 6-hour time difference, and it can cause confusion. So do set your time zone. Next is currency. I just set this. You don't have to, but I always like to set it because I generally work only in US dollar. So I want to make sure that that is set when I start into CRM. Next tab is synchronization. I generally leave that as it is. We go to the activities tab. The activities tab drives a few things. So there is the ability to show a calendar in Dynamics. I like to show my month calendar by default. So what I do is I'll switch this from day to month, but you could also choose to show your calendars in